Are you like me and you love the convenience of ordering out, but between the inflated prices and tips and the less than healthy menu options, it really makes you think twice before ordering, right? Well, Gobble's here to help busy people like us enjoy healthier home cooking without the hassle. Instead of meal prepping and shopping, you just customize your weekly menu, get your delivery, and spend as little as 15 minutes to serve a delicious homemade dinner any night of the week. And this week, I made chicken fettuccine that was simply divine. And both Julie and I made it at the same time. I know we're so cute. And we could not stop raving about how delicious it was. It was so easy to whip up in less than 15 minutes, and everything I needed was already in the box. For our wonderful listeners, we have a special deal to help you get started for less. See what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering our listeners a fantastic limited time deal. Get $120 off across 4 boxes, plus free shipping and free cookies. The cookies are so good. Go to gobble.com/dateable podcast. That's GOBBLE.com/DATEABLE podcast today. This offer is not available on their home site, so don't miss out.
I don't know about you, but I always struggle with cravings and bloating that time of month and just feel a little off when I get my period. This is something that's been a challenge for me for a very long time, and I recently started taking Hormone Harmony to manage my PMS, and it really supports my hormonal balance and regulation. I feel like since I've been using it, my sleep quality has improved, and it's relieved some of my mood swings. And the biggest benefit, feeling like myself again. That's what women mention over and over in their reviews. And there are 17,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. Literally, a bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. Happy Mammoth, the company that created Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to making women's lives easier. It has 0 sugar and it's gluten-free, dairy-free, non-GMO, and third-party tested. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code DATEABLE at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code DATEABLE for 15% off today.
All right. Welcome to a Quickie with me, UA. Thank you for joining for this Quickie. Maybe in the middle of the day, maybe at night. However you like your quickies, I'm not here to judge, but thank you for being here. This is a thought for anybody who's in a new relationship, about to enter into a new relationship, or within the first year of a relationship. And I've been contemplating this time period of like the first 6 months of a new relationship, and how we usually call that the honeymoon period. And I think that's a misnomer because it kind of implies that after 6 months, things aren't as good or as nice. I think the first 6 months are so crucial in a relationship. And for so long in all of my previous relationships, I did not take the time to really understand how a relationship operates in those 6 months. I feel like in every relationship, I kind of just like fell into, let's see what happens. Let's just spend time together and have fun, which is great. I think that's part of being in a relationship. But those first 6 months is way more crucial at establishing the operational agreement of the relationship. I hate that it sounds so clinical. It's not like that, but it's like, think about it. If 2 people are coming together, it's a merger. If 2 companies merge together, they're not going to just be like, let's see what happens. And let's see if people work. Let's see if we're profitable. Let's see if people know where to sit even. Because you have so many redundancies. You have so many different ways of operating. You have different belief systems. You have different cultures. Yet when 2 people get into a relationship, we don't necessarily navigate those differences, and then we just kind of fall into things. So I've been calling the first 6 months the Roomba period. Okay, see if you can follow along. When you get a Roomba, when you get one of those new Roombas, they're wonderful because I have a dog, so I need to be vacuuming all the time. When you get a new Roomba, what does it do? It goes around your house to survey the house to know where its perimeters are. So it's like bumping into your sofa, bumping into your walls, understanding, okay, there's a door there. Okay, there's a rug here. Okay, there's like this cupboard here, whatever, right? So it's like surveying your place and building out a blueprint for what your place looks like. And I feel like the first 6 months of a relationship is kind of the same thing. A Roomba doesn't like bump into a wall and goes, oh, fuck, it's a wall. I'm never going to come here again because it's a wall. No, a Roomba's like, okay, there's a wall there. I know now to go gentle around this corner. Same with a relationship. Something comes up. There's conflict. There's differences. There's always going to be that. You don't go, fuck it, I'm out. It's like a chance to say, okay, now we're going to develop a blueprint for this particular obstacle. And next time, if it happens again, we have a blueprint of how to navigate around it or navigate through it. And I find that couples do one of two things in those first few months. They either fall into the honeymoon period where they are completely avoidant of everything that could go wrong, completely avoidant of all the conflicts and disagreements. They just go, it's fine. We're in a relationship. We're enjoying our time together. We're having fun. These are small things. And then we sweep them under the rug. That's when Roomba is sweeping all of your dirt under the rug. And one day you're going to lift up your carpet and you go, what's all this shit? Okay, so that's what's happening. A few months down the line, things are going to kind of surface themselves. Or couples do the opposite, which is red flag hunts. Ooh, deal breaker. Ooh, red flag. Ooh, they did something that was annoying. Ooh, there was an ick. Like constantly looking for incompatibilities. And neither of those are productive because in a new relationship, I don't actually feel like we have enough information to act on anything unless if there is abuse. That's different. Get the fuck out. But anything else is just information. It's not there for us to act upon. So that's why I think we often hear people like falling really hard in love because they've avoided conflicts and that they've just only seen this side of this person and believed in leaning into this part, the only positives of the relationship, and they fall head over heels, or they become the other side of the situation where they go, oh, this can never work. I'm going to get out, or we need time apart. I've experienced this in almost all of my relationships. We either go one way or the other. But in this current relationship, and maybe this is also a life update, is that as anybody who had been following, I was in a relationship where we had this like 1 month trial period and we had this really intentional relationship container. And every month we would opt in or opt out of the relationship. So we renewed a few times. And I think it was like at month 7, we decided to not renew and we broke up. And it was just like, of course, at month 7, after the 6-month cliff, we decided to not renew. We broke up and then I think we had about 2 months apart. In my mind, we were absolutely broken up, but we were able to reconnect and discuss what a relationship 2.0 looks like. But what is so profound about this time around is that we now have the blueprint from the first time around, from relationship 1.0. So everything that we're encountering now, not that everything is the same, but there are old patterns that we're experiencing. And then we can now pause and say, okay, we've encountered this before. We've bumped into this wall before. What is our blueprint for this now? Oh, okay, we have a way to work through this. And if we encounter a new obstacle, a new conflict, we then build a new blueprint around that. There's no way that we can encounter all of the obstacles and conflicts right now. Obviously not. Things are going to happen down the line. But it is so nice that now we have a way to deal with whatever we're faced with. So it almost doesn't matter what's going to come our way. We have, again, a blueprint. So if I were to do a relationship again, now knowing this information, and by the way, this relationship 2.0 is so much better than relationship 1.0, which was technically the honeymoon period. This just feels so much more like a partnership. I feel like we're more grounded. And this whole new level of honesty and transparency is blowing my mind. I've never had this with a partner. And I think it's because we've both leaned into this Roomba phase of understanding where the perimeters of our relationship and how do we deal with these different ways of working. So if I were to do a relationship again, I would absolutely be more intentional about the first 6 months as just gathering information and figuring out a plan for each situation or experience that you encounter. And it doesn't have to be all the negative things. It's not all conflict. It's also about how do we react as a couple, as a partnership, to good news, to celebrations. How do we want to celebrate each other? That's also a conversation. And we go into relationships with how we've operated in previous relationships or how we think we should operate in a relationship without verbalizing it. So two people come in with their assumptions, and of course, someone's going to end up disappointing somebody, or both people are going to end up being disappointed. There's definitely going to be disagreements. There's definitely going to be times where you're like, what? How do you see it that way? I just don't understand how you see it that way. But that's the wonderful thing about merging two people together, is that you get to understand how a person operates differently from you. And then you both find ways in a collaborative environment to come together and find one way of doing this partnership together. And I'll say this time and time again, has nothing to do with how long your relationship lasts. There's no need to focus on that. There's no need to focus on, oh, we have to hit these major milestones. If you can pour a strong foundation of your relationship in the first 6 months, you really have nothing to be scared of, because you are now equipped with everything you need to deal with what's to come. And if I were to tell my younger self anything about dating and relationships, is that it's to take those first 6 months with so much grace and also so much intentionality. Don't waste it on either avoiding or finding. Just take it as information, because you'll never get those first 6 months back again. It's just such a special time in a relationship of getting to know each other and letting your Roomba run wild in your home. All right. Would love to hear your thoughts. How have you seen your patterns materialized in the first 6 months of a relationship? I would love to hear from you. Why don't you give us a rating and review in Apple Podcasts if you haven't done so? And in the body of your review, I want to hear, what is your Roomba face like? And any other thoughts, you can always find us on Instagram at Dateable Podcast. You can DM us there, or you can just email us hello@dateablepodcast.com if you like the old fashioned way. Thanks for quickying with me, and I'll see you all soon.